Hopes and Dreams, episode 11 is promising to be an electrifying episode with high stakes emotionally within a lot of these interpersonal relationships. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you right here on Erica Vane TV with a quick update. I have not been doing the synopsis breakdowns for All American. I am getting caught back up now. I apologize, but this video will be about episode 11 and its synopsis, which reads, Hopes and Dreams. After finally getting a handle on his football schedule, Spencer must figure out how to balance everything mentally before it costs him. Billy is setting into his new role and finds inspiration from an unlikely source to fight for the job permanently. Olivia and Jordan go on a mission to find Olivia's sponsor when she goes missing. JJ introduces Asher to his coach with the hopes that he can get a student job with the team, but it turns out to be harder than expected. Meanwhile, Layla feels pressure to step up her game in the music business. All right, y'all, I'm really looking forward to this episode, and Spencer is going to continue to spiral a little bit in his struggle to find his footing on the team, and I'm actually excited to see it. I think it's really just going to take time. It's all a part of the process. This is what happens. I really relate to his experience as well as the experience that we're seeing Damon and Simone have over on All American Homecoming. So if you're not watching that, go ahead and check it out because they are giving all types of collegiate athlete realness, and it is so true to life. I think what's going to come to question is just where Spencer is spending his time. I think one of the underlying questions that's going to continue to present itself throughout the rest of the season is if Spencer and Olivia can stay in a relationship while also balancing the rigors and the requirements and the expectations that come with their respective collegiate choices. So him as a collegiate athlete and her as a collegiate journalist. Ultimately, right now, I don't actually see a problem with it because we're not necessarily seeing Olivia demand too much of Spencer in a relationship or Spencer demand too much of Olivia. But if at any point that they do start to expect too much or need too much from one another, that might be a decision that they actually need to go ahead and make. And hopefully Spencer will be tapping in with Dr. Spears at some point if we're going to talk about what's going to mentally cost him or him making decisions on how to balance before it mentally costs him. I want to make sure that he's still grounded and connected with a health professional who can help guide him and give him resources and tools that he needs to navigate these high stress situations. Now, Billy is setting into his new role and finds inspiration from an unlikely source to fight for the job permanently. Y'all, I'm still on the camp of I want Grace to be the principal. I don't think that Billy is actually qualified aside from the fact that he's been head coach for multiple schools and he's old. I have yet to see what his qualifications are for him to actually be principal of a school. He's made questionable decisions before in the past when it comes to these kids, but we're gonna go ahead and let it ride. I don't really have any predictions by way of that. They are going to continue to milk this storyline for Billy to be principal of Crenshaw, and hopefully he does a good job. However, I don't know where my expectations fall. Olivia and Jordan go on a mission to find Olivia's sponsor, and I like that they're going to be looping back in Olivia's sobriety journey into the story because sometimes I do feel like we kind of backdoor that and kind of put it off to the side, even though that's something that should be very present, especially with her having a recent relapse and now going to another level of stress and anxiety by way of entering college and starting a completely new thing. I definitely wanted to see what they were going to do in reference to her sobriety journey and all of that storyline. So they're going to start to feed that back in with her seeking out her sponsor, and hopefully she can help her. Maybe she has gotten released out of jail and has gone missing, and I think it's going to be dope to see Olivia be able to support her versus the sponsor being responsible for supporting Olivia. And JJ introduces Asher to his head coach in the hopes that he's able to get a student job. I think Asher might walk up to the table and think that he's automatically supposed to get the opportunity because of what he knows he can do and what he's seen himself do in the last season of high school, but these people don't know you. So at the end of the day, Asher, just find a place to give value, find a way to show your worth and be helpful without being overbearing and pushy and entitled, and you'll be just fine. Again, a lot of this is going to take time, and these kids are in a rush, honey. Meanwhile, Layla feels the pressures to step up her game in the music business. I think if she's going to forego going to college, she's going to feel the pressure immensely to actually deliver when it comes to her label for Monica, and that makes complete and utter sense. Like, if you're going to give up this experience that you were looking for before to make this business work, you're going to want it to pop. And we know that she is going to be working with a new character played by JoJo. She's having a little bit of romantic tension with her creative partner Clay. Coop is still out of it, and she's working with artists like Kim Nitty, but I think that she's in a space right now of just trying to make it all make sense and really solidify her roster so that she can truly, and don't forget about Patience, who is her #1 act on her label, but she wants to get to a place where she can truly create a consistent maybe profit and workflow and maybe even an additional pipeline for new artists to be able to come into her label. All right, that's my quick breakdown of the episode 11 synopsis. If you're ever wondering what's the latest on All American, please go and check out ericavane.com. We have a whole page dedicated to the episodes for the schedule for season 4, where we list the synopsis, who wrote the episode, who's going to direct it, when is it going to air, as well as links to my breakdowns as they become available. And then we're also posting new articles about All American as new information is being released, such as new characters who are going to reoccur or appear in the series. And I would love if you make ericavane.com one of your daily digital destinations. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss out on any of my All American content, and I'll see you in my next video.